Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My just time to call me. And yeah, so I'm finally back from my trip to Ecuador. It was a pretty hard trip because I went there to meet my grandparents. No other family member was in that country. And yeah, my grandparents didn't want to explore. They didn't want to go out too much because they're old. They can't really move. So I didn't really explore as much as I wanted to. But the little explorations I did in this country, it was great. I loved it. Yeah, most of the time I just been in the house, and I did walk around the neighborhood where they lived, and yeah, that's all I did. But it was nice to finally meet them because I haven't met my grandparents since like more than 10 years. But I haven't been to Ecuador for almost 20 years. So it's been a long time, and I'm glad that I finally you know visited Ecuador. So yeah, overall, I thought the trip was good. I liked it. I enjoyed my time in Ecuador and finally visiting my grandparents. All right, so let me tell you guys a story on what happened. The last day of my trip to Ecuador. So this was the last day, the final day. This is when I was supposed to get ready to go and take a car ride to the airport to leave Ecuador to go to New York. So this was the final day. All right, for some context, my grandpa, he knows that people are using his Wi-Fi, and he never gave the password to any of these people. What happened is he gave the password to one person, and that person just gave the password to everybody around, basically around their house. Now, my solution was, why don't I just give you guys a new password for this Wi-Fi router? It'll kick out anybody who's using the Wi-Fi until they type in the new password. So my grandpa was like, oh, you could do that? All right, yeah, do that. So I did. Now, as I was checking the settings for the Wi-Fi router, at the last day, I noticed that, oh, I could do this for the router? Oh, I might as well do that. It'll be easier to share Wi-Fi passwords for, some people. So I was like, oh, I could do this? All right, let me do this. I somehow fucked up and disabled wireless connection from the router. So anything that was connected to the router wirelessly, this does not work. And I did this at the last day, so I had to figure out to fix this before I went back to America. And I did this in the morning. I realized what I did, and I said, fuck. So here's the situation. If I didn't fix this, my grandparents had to either pay somebody to do this that is going to be expensive, even though I could do it for free, or they wait until August until another grandchild comes and maybe fixes it for them. That's the situation. And I didn't want to leave them without Wi-Fi for at least 3 months or until they pay somebody. Nah, that's fucked up. So I had to fix this. My grandparents, they didn't realize how much of a big fuck up I did. So time was ticking, and I didn't have enough of it. So I just went out and tried to find stores where they were selling Ethernet cables. So I knew most stores wasn't open until 9, but at least I wanted to go and explore and ask where they're selling it. If it's closed, maybe I could just wait there and ask if they have it. Now, even if I got this cable, there was still in the back of my mind thinking, I'm not even sure this could fix it. So yeah, when I finally got the cable, I still had it in the back of my mind thinking, is this gonna work? Now, another thing, thank God they had a laptop that had an Ethernet port, because if they didn't, then we would have been fucked, or I had to find another port that could connect the Ethernet to my phone, and most likely, I can't, all right? But thank God they had it, and it was a Windows 8 laptop, and oh my God, I've never owned a Windows 8, so I never, experienced what people felt about Windows 8. Like, everybody hated it, but I never understood why. But oh my fucking God, just a few seconds of experiencing that shit, that was horrible. Like, oh my, what was Microsoft thinking? Like, how do they expect people to use a Windows 8 device? Like, how were you supposed to use? Okay, but yeah, I finally got the cable and connected to the computer, and it did work. I was able to put the IP address and go to the settings and change and enable the wireless connection. I finally fixed it. Oh my fucking God, that was way too intense for me. Like, oh my God. Like, at the last day I was supposed to, relax because, it's a long trip and I had to get ready. But fucking A, the entire morning was stressful. But At least I fixed it. I didn't leave them without no internet, so I had no bad conscience of, oh wow, I fucked up. Hey, I don't feel like fixing it. I'm gonna just leave them without internet. And like, no, oh my god. I was thinking about that. Like, what if I couldn't fix this and I had to leave them without internet? Like, I would feel so shitty about that. Like, I wouldn't sleep. I would just be thinking all day, like, yeah, I deserve the death penalty. That's how shitty I felt. But thank God I fixed it. So yeah, after I fixed the Wi-Fi, that's when, I got myself ready, putting stuffs in my luggage and backpack and my fanny pack, got everything ready, and then I started leaving. So where I was living was around, I'm not going to tell you the specific address, but I'm going to tell you, the closest town, and that was Cuenca. Cuenca was like in one of the, the places where, a lot of, doctors or engineers live. So I was around living that town. So I had to go to Cuenca to Guayaquil. Guayaquil is one of the biggest cities in Ecuador. I'm not too sure if it's first or second. I don't know. So the car ride to Cuenca to Guayaquil was around like almost 4 hours, but it had to be like 3 hours and 50 minutes. So here's the thing about Ecuador. The roads in Ecuador aren't flat. They're all on mountains. So most of the times you're spending is going up. You're not really going forward. You're going a little bit, but not by much. So yeah, trips in Ecuador, if you're going through mountains, yeah, it's going to be long. It's going to feel very long. Yeah, it was a long trip, but I finally made it to the airport. And they did ask me, have you been to these countries that have a high population of corona cases? And I said no. Obviously, I haven't been to another country. I'm only in Ecuador. So yeah, after that, I got my ticket. I already put my luggage in the airport, and got to say goodbye to my grandpa. And it was really sad. I cried. I did cry. So yeah, and that was my trip to Ecuador. So yeah, let's talk about the coronavirus, because even in my trip, I've been hearing a lot of, news about the coronavirus, how it's getting worse and it's spreading to even more countries and more people. So yeah, and at the last day of my trip, I got the news, it came to New York. I'm like, oh, well, fuck, that's where I'm going to land. And even in Ecuador, there's already 2 people with the coronavirus. Well, I don't know right now, but, the last day of my trip, 2 people already got infected in Ecuador. So, yeah, our president didn't really took it serious at the first week, claiming, it's just a hoax, or, oh, it's just an overrated common flu. And now, the second week, yeah, he's declaring a state of emergency, and yeah, everything is shut down. Almost every store that I care is closed. At least Chick-fil-A is open, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be shut down soon when PA gets more infected, because, Chick-fil-A cares about their employees. So yeah, me and my family tried to go out and try to have fun, but, everything was closed. There was nothing to do. So all we did was just got Chick-fil-A, and that's it. So, I was like, this might be the last time we went out for a while. I'm not saying that, oh, we're gonna die. No, it's just everything's closed. Like, there's no reason to go out. And also, it's scary to go out right now. But I'm not really scared, going out. I mean, PA doesn't really have too much infected already. It's not like in New York, where a lot of my family lives. They're in an island. There is no way to escape. There's only one bridge that is connected to the entire continent. So yeah, I'm not too scared of the virus because, well, fuck, I've already been to an airport and been to New York, so I've already danced with the devil so many times, and my chances have been great. So far I ain't got the virus, so I'm good. So yeah, I'm not too scared, but I am careful, right? Like, I am washing my hands whenever I leave, whenever I come back, whenever I use the bathroom, all that stuff, all right? So you gotta be careful out there. So yeah, that's been my trip, and that's been my opinions about the coronavirus. All right. Next video, I will be talking about, everything that is happening right now with the coronavirus, like everything being canceled, everything being postponed, all that shit. That's gonna be my next video. So, yeah, that's been my trip to Ecuador and the fears of coronavirus. So, yeah, you know what, I might just stream, because, there's not really nothing to do right now. So, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. From Twitch, and Twitter. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you later. Bye. Wash your hands.